Hey, what's up, Lightbolt Joe here. Today we're going to discuss the 1999 horror film Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. This is a sequel film. So the beginning narration of August 18th, 1973 is when Sally and her brother and friends were, attacked by these cannibalistic families, one of them holding a chainsaw and murdering them, right? Her brother Franklin was in the wheelchair. He got in the woods. Second film, their uncle is a lieutenant trying to figure out the murder, 13 years later, and comes across, the Sawyer family is now living at an amusement park. And then there's a massive battle. There's, chainsaw through Leatherface's stomach, and there's a grenade going off that the cook explodes with. And uh, Stretch is the last surviving, person of the endeavor. And she is actually a reporter in this with a name change, showing progress, right? In regards to the progression of character. Like she used that as a stepping stone and she wants to now report the news and find the bad guy, stuff like that. So now we're in Texas again, obviously, hence this film's. But the beginning of this with the narration goes back to August 18th, 1973. Sally was, the last surviving member. She died 4 years later in a mental health facility. But then there was a trial of the last remaining Sawyer family member, and it was deemed that they were Leatherface for a split personality thing, that only when Leatherface comes out is Leatherface real, something like that, which doesn't really make sense. And then in regards to a sequel aspect, how in the hell did Leatherface survive a chainsaw to the stomach coming out the back of him, as well as a grenade, to then be with new Sawyer family members? Viggo Mortensen is in this, and I noticed him immediately, and I was like, I did not know he's in this. That was pretty cool. So that there's new family members of this Sawyer family in a new house, but it's members of the family we haven't seen before. So sure, it's possible he somehow survived the explosion and the chainsaw to the stomach, which came out the back of him. It's possible that he healed and went to his other family, because the Sawyer family could be cannibalistic family, could be, spread out throughout Texas. Sure, it's possible, but it's not believable. So in regards to the fact that this is a horror film, this is a good horror film. You have the kids coming from Los Angeles to Florida. They stop in Texas for gas, and of course all hell breaks loose. Obviously, they run into a survivalist, and it's the three of them trying to figure out what to do. But then obviously male friend is taken, and so she then eventually is taken, and she's of course going to be a survivor. But survivalist is also a survivor as well at the end, which is neat. Don't really see that a lot. Having the two final girl moments at the end, but this brought on a mom character. This brought on Grandpa again, but Grandpa's now mummified. So did Grandpa survive the explosion and was just taken then to this house? Sure, maybe. There's a young girl who's presumed to be Leatherface's child after impregnating one of the other victims. It's just a weird, psychological kind of backstory that they kind of throw in here and there. I enjoyed the special effects. I enjoyed the fight scenes. I enjoyed the horror aspect of it, the thrill, the blood boiling kind of a thing. What happens next, right? I thought it was fine. But it's just very hard to put the possibility connection between the first film, the second film, and now this third film. It's okay. Didn't do well in theaters. Didn't do well with critics. It's not my favorite. I'm never going to watch it again. But it's part of our marathon. We're watching it. And the chainsaw on this was pretty neat. The Saw is for family, or the family is Saw, or whatever it said that was monogrammed on it. Adorable. Weird. Adorable. Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. On to the next review. Mahalo.